Welcome to Truth Frequency! In the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the world of conspiracy narratives. What exactly are they? How do they take hold in our minds? And why do they matter so much in our modern world? From ancient suspicions and secret societies to the explosive spread of online disinformation and the psychology behind these beliefs, break down the patterns, the history, and the real-world consequences. Ready to separate fact from fiction? Welcome back to Truth Frequency. In a world full of secrets and shadows, every question leads to another mystery. Stick around, because we're about to explore what really lies beneath the surface. Let's start by clarifying what we mean by conspiracy narrative. Instead of the term conspiracy theory, which can sound more legitimate than it deserves, researchers prefer narrative. At its core, a conspiracy narrative explains events as the result of deliberate actions by a powerful, often hidden group, regardless of evidence. This isn't about denying real conspiracies. Actual secret agreements between people do happen, but about a specific worldview, one where nothing happens by accident, nothing is as it seems, and everything is connected. These core beliefs create a self-sealing logic. Unexplained events must have a hidden cause. Official stories are automatically suspect, and even unrelated events get woven into a single, grand pattern. There are more features too. According to research by the European Commission and others, these narratives typically divide the world into clear good versus evil camps, often scapegoating certain groups. They assume nefarious intent behind everything, and they're remarkably resistant to contradictory evidence. Any challenge just gets spun as more proof of the conspiracy. Followers often feel persecuted or victimized, convinced they alone see the hidden truth. It's a resilient, self-contained belief system. But is this a modern, internet-fueled phenomenon? Or does it go back further? In reality, conspiracy thinking has a long history. From the anti-senatorial conspiracy in ancient Rome to fears about international treaties and secret organizations, suspicion of hidden global forces is nothing new. The timeline stretches back to the 19th century, encompassing financial deals, international bodies, and especially the United Nations. Movements like the John Birch Society, for example, portrayed the UN's Agenda 21 as the centerpiece of a New World Order plot, warning of tyranny and even massive depopulation. Prominent figures like Tom DeWeese and Michael Kaufman fueled these anxieties with claims about mind control, anti-human agendas, and the targeting of Western and religious cultures. Such beliefs weren't just fringe, they had real impact, as seen in Baldwin County, Alabama, where a sustainable development plan was canceled due to fears fueled by anti-Agenda 21 narratives. All this, despite Agenda 21 being a non-binding UN resolution simply promoting sustainable growth. Fast forward to the digital age, and the spread of conspiracy narratives has only accelerated. The internet acts as an amplifier for disinformation, especially during times of crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic. Online, disinformation not only spreads quickly, it also invites believers to do their own research, creating an ever-evolving, crowdsourced web of misinformation. Movements like QAnon thrive in this environment, where trust in facts and institutions erodes, hate speech grows, and even violence can be incited. The psychology behind all this is complex. Humans may be innately suspicious, and when we feel threatened or powerless, conspiracy narratives offer a sense of control or explanation even if they ultimately increase our anxiety. Psychological models show how distress, scapegoating, and the search for clarity drive people toward these beliefs. In groups like incels, for example, feelings of powerlessness and social alienation create fertile ground for blaming outside forces, reinforcing us versus them thinking. Specific conspiracy narratives continue to evolve the Great Reset and the broader New World Order theories. What began as the World Economic Forum's plan for post-pandemic economic recovery was quickly seized upon by commentators and disinformation networks, spinning tales of engineered pandemics, forced property seizures, and a shadowy elite bent on global control. These fears aren't new. They have roots in the 20th century rise of the American militia movement, fueled by newsletters, radio, and the early internet, and have since cross-pollinated with UFO, occult, and even pop culture themes. Powerful symbols like black helicopters, FEMA camps, or the all-seeing IR repurposed again and again. Even real groups like the Freemasons or the historical Bavarian Illuminati get swept up into these stories, despite little or no evidence connecting them to the claims. Freemasons often try to debunk the myths, clarifying that symbols like the Eye of Providence or Latin mottos on the dollar bill have historical, not conspiratorial origins. The Illuminati, for their part, only existed for a decade in the 18th century, but have become central figures in conspiracy lore ever since. What's the difference between healthy skepticism, conspiratorial thinking, and outright paranoia? Researchers draw a line between conspiratorial reasoning, genuinely trying to uncover hidden motives through evidence, and paranoid thinking, which is driven by anxiety, prejudice, or the urge to fit everything into a fearful narrative. The danger lies in anti-factum reasoning, starting with the belief in a conspiracy and twisting all facts to fit. Conspiracy narratives aren't just about individual psychology, they're also political myths, offering simple explanations and scapegoats for a confusing world, especially during times of upheaval. They turn fear of the unknown into fear of a tangible enemy. Even respected economists like Murray Rothbard have warned that while some suspicion of powerful interests is healthy, it's crucial not to let that spiral into unfounded, all-encompassing conspiracy beliefs. So what are the key takeaways? First, conspiracy narratives aren't new. They have a long and complex history. Second, their reach and impact are amplified by the internet and the anxieties of our age. Third, they tap into very real psychological needs or search for patterns, answers, and control. And finally, while these stories can seem comforting or compelling, they carry serious real-world consequences, distorting public understanding and even derailing policy. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of the past, don't forget to hit like, leave a comment with your thoughts or questions, and subscribe to Truth Frequency for more deep dives into the unknown. Until next time, keep seeking the truth.